Hi and welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Rachael Phillips, the creator of the BEYOU Oracle Cards and also of the Sacred Oracle online program. This week's energy forecast is for September the 28th through to October the 1st, with the overall theme being thoughts become things. So let's explore a little bit further how this message unfolds through the cards this week. Monday and Tuesday is the card of the world. Wednesday through to Friday is the card of Rise Above, and the weekend's message is empowerment. Now, beginning the week with the world is an incredibly auspicious card. It is about being able to understand that you are abundantly supported and supplied for, and that all of the hard work is going to start showing up in your world. Even if it's not showing up right now, it will start showing up. So that's where our thoughts become things. We need to keep that belief and support that belief with your actions, taking that inspired action towards fulfilling your dreams and goals and working diligently towards what you want, but making sure that you keep your mindset in a really healthy way. So the world card is understanding that the world really is your oyster. You get to decide and choose where you want to go, what you want to do, and who you want to be and how you want to show up. So it really does fall back onto that responsibility of being able to understand that, as you know, hard work always pays off. Whenever you're putting in the hard yards, you are going to start seeing the seeds of success start showing up. So it's a beautiful way to be able to start this week, knowing that the world is your oyster, and then knowing that you are abundantly supported and supplied for, because it allows you to move outside of that lack mentality and coming from that lack energy, where that becomes the energy that you start with. So it's a really beautiful card to be able to just relax. Know that you are a gorgeous attraction magnet, to know that abundance, and knowing that abundance is an abundance of time, energy, money, wealth, prosperity. It's about abundance of everything, and that it's going to start showing up in your world. So it's a beautiful way to be able to start the week with the world. Then when we move through to Wednesday through to Friday with the card of Rise Above, on October the 1st here in Australia, we have a full moon. So it's a beautiful message that comes through to rise above anything that seems to take you out of your lane, that starts to want to drag you back to all of those past influences that trigger or activate you. Understanding that the full moon, what it does is it brings light into those areas where we put the darkness into. But remember, with darkness, there is so much growth, because a lot of the times we push things into this little wardrobe or into that darkness, and we never venture there because we think, oh, it's that not so good place. And what this does is it's rising above that mindset, understanding that what you put in there is your past. You can't change it, but you can change the way that you feel about it. So therefore, you don't need to be triggered. You can acknowledge it and honor it and be like, yeah, this is what happened. This is how I felt. And allow yourself to move through that period by rising above the way that you would normally approach a full moon. So this way you actually do take your personal power back and understand that your thoughts are what can create the change for you to be able to view this full moon this coming month on the Thursday, the 1st of October. So the rising above is also understanding that there will be, everyone is influenced by the moon and its cycle. I mean, if the moon has the capacity to shift the water around the world, then that is going to shift the water that is within our own body. So it's also a beautiful time to remember that, using that analogy of the moon influencing water, allowing water, making sure that you're staying hydrated, to shift any of those anything that may come up for you. It's a beautiful way to be able to shift that energy that usually gets stuck in our physical body. Through drinking plenty of water and making sure that you're staying hydrated is a beautiful way to move that old energy through, so that new gorgeous energy can start also entering into your body and becoming the more stronger influence for you to be able to work from. Now, as we know, the full moon energy usually lingers for anywhere up to about 3 to 5 days after the full moon. So with the weekend's message of empowerment is about that surrendering. Usually with the full moon, a lot of the times, as much as we know we need to let go and we need to surrender, a lot of the times we can meet that head on with resistance within our own self, resisting the transformation that's going through. And this is where the empowerment card of learning to be okay in the uncomfortability of viewing things differently, doing things differently, thinking differently, and therefore getting a different response, and knowing that that will leave you feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but it's in the uncomfortability, and whether you want to feed all of those thoughts of knowing how uncomfortable you might be as you shift through the full moon energy, or whether you harness it and go, okay, this is where our thoughts become things. We can choose to stay in that resistance, fight the change and the transformation that our soul and the universe, our cosmic team, are wanting us to be able to go through, because there's something more magical on the other side, but we've got to go through the release and the surrendering. Or we can actually choose to be able to go, you know what, I logically, because remember, our cosmic team is soul, self, and source. So sometimes we need to be able to have those internal dialogues with our own human counterpart within our own self, to be able to go, you know what, we've been down this road. We know this, we know what the full moon does. But this time, rather than operating from a lack or a resistance or having that internal fight going on within you, I'm going to choose something differently. I'm going to allow my thoughts to float through me. I'm not going to hold on to, and I'm going to rise above that resistance to want to fight the shift and the transformation that's occurring for me. And I'm going to allow myself to sit in that vulnerability, because I know that that is actually where my soul is communicating to me, and he keeps me more directly connected to source as well. And this is where being okay in the uncomfortability, because not only are you surrendering and letting go, but all your cells are restructuring. So energetically, your energy is recalibrating to a new vibration. It means that old energy is shifting through you. You're implementing and putting in beautiful new thoughts. So there's all this internal change going on within you that cannot be seen right at this moment, but it will show up, and it's about how you move through that time. And this is where your thoughts become things. So this could be an incredibly powerful week to be incredibly mindful of your thoughts, to know that you get to decide what thoughts you want to put in there. So you might as well put awesome thoughts in there. So affirmations, mantras, listening to podcasts, things that are going to keep you in that really nice vibe. Or if you have your own personal mantras that you use as your go-to mantras through these times, now is the time to be able to draw strength from them to keep you in that really gorgeous, solid space of knowing who you are, and understanding that your soul is encouraging you to shift old vibrations, because it's recognition of all of that beautiful work that you're doing. So I wish you all an incredibly amazing week. Take care. Feel free to share, and I'll see you again next week. Much love.